Our protagonist's existence utterly devastated, like a genuine failure, believing all pursued higher education. Yet he remains completely unproductive. He maintains employment presently for satisfactory remuneration. His aspiration, however, is departure. Upon university entrance exam acceptance, he will leave. Our lead receives a forceful strike to his back. Amidst his bewilderment, disorientation, a tormentor explains to his companion proper blow delivery. A skillfully executed strike follows. The hooligans commence mocking the gentleman, inquiring about his compensation for this task. Internally, our hero believes others shouldn't be surprised, considering his adult status. Furthermore, these individuals don't intimidate him. He resolves to educate the pupils. With a shaky voice wavering, the man addresses the unruly students rowdy. He declares earning 60 RIUs hourly. Consequently, the worker inquires their age, leaving them perplexed about his sanity, mental state. The protagonist curses his stammer speech impediment, while labeling them as miscreants. He reprimands them for his adulthood and employment. The speech proves ineffective, unsuccessful. The previous student delivers a kick to his lower limb, with our hero grounded on the floor earth. The students intensify the worker's humiliation. The boys subsequently exit. The protagonist believes the stammerer emerges during such confrontations only. He believes they cannot persist indefinitely, eternally. They will work for him post-graduation upon completing their studies, striking the ground forcefully, impacting the earth. The protagonist restates his college aspiration goal. He vows to make them regret eventually someday, particularly those who devastated his existence life. They presently live as vagrants, undoubtedly, definitely, especially the malevolent Jang and Chul demonic, who he believes must be utterly disheveled, chaotic. Introducing himself as the company's chief executive leader, Jang and Chul greets our protagonist-led character. The latter is stunned, and Jang inquires about part-time employment. Clutching the business card, firmly holding, our hero confronts the harsh truth reality. His past tormentor has become prosperous, successful, flaunting his BMW, showcasing his vehicle. The boss companions arrive at the location scene. One congratulates him on the grand opening launch event. Jang greets his former classmates, schoolmates. He asserts everyone's thriving, flourishing, while others attempt to showcase accomplishments, achievements, to avoid being surpassed, outdone. Jang inquires if it's a new BMW vehicle. Nostalgically, it evokes school days memories. His friends chuckled, they only caused mischief in school. One remarks the child, intimidator bully, has become a leader, but Jang is disenchanted, disillusioned. He believes this is impossible for the protagonist's lead character. These individuals shouldn't be in these circumstances currently. They should be riding stolen motorcycles or something similar akin. Someone such as himself. Being addressed as boss driving imported vehicles is unjust, unfair. A man notices our protagonist working, laboring. He inquires if the man is his former schoolmate, Kim classmate. Kim Jin Woo specifically. The delinquents recall their stuttering companion friend. His actual name is Kim Jin Woo, in reality truly. Kim, conversely, however, lowers his cap, concealing his face visage. He plans to depart immediately upon receiving payment. He will leave abruptly, swiftly. Jang crouches before the protagonist, confirming his identity. He reminds him of their shared class attendance. He inquires about his well-being, how he has been. Jang admits his past ignorance, lack of awareness. He was extremely immature previously in the past. Kim contemplates his apology, thoughtfully, pensively. He never anticipated receiving this someday. From someone who devastated his life existence. Jang offers monetary compensation to our hero protagonist, instructing him to disregard the payment due and utilize this for transportation taxi fare. However, Kim notes the disparity in their situation's circumstances. Furthermore, he believes undeniably, obviously, acceptance is impossible. He accuses the man of excess, going too far. This piques his curiosity, interest, intrigue. Stuttering Kim requests a more fitting apology, sincere. He lives this way due to their actions, because of them all. They caused his current state and his speech impediment stutter. Jang retrieves more money from his pocket wallet. falsely attempting to compensate his former classmate schoolmate. He claims truthfully, honestly, in all sincerity. His memory is incomplete, fragmented. Nonetheless, he expresses remorse, regret. The forgotten memory ignites Kim's fury, rage. He scatters the money and flees, departs rapidly. Jang is apprehensive and attempts a warning caution. The protagonist's jump originates from a sidewalk pavement, followed by 3 subterranean levels, underground floors. Subsequently, there exist 3 basement levels. For Kim, it was too late, unfortunately. He plummeted from the building's apex summit. While plummeting, he believes Jang mocked his name relentlessly. He never envisioned such a pathetic demise end, even in death remaining insignificant, inferior. Finally, he expresses his resentment towards Jang, bitterness, who made his life miserable given a chance to rewind time. He would return to the origins, the beginning, inflicting his endured pain upon Jang, transferring his suffering, and his companions, condemning them, cursing them vehemently. Even post-mortem, in a shocking reality twist, Kim lands on a classroom floor, seemingly a schoolroom. He surveys his surroundings, bewildered, perplexed, uncertain of his location and the time frame, the moment. With focused observation, he comprehends, understands. It was his former classroom, previous schoolroom. Moments ago, he was at the company, the business. He ponders the events, what transpired. Kim assumes it's a high school dream, a reverie. Yet someone is already tormenting him, harassing. A strike results in immediate unconsciousness, fainting. Another concurs, agrees with the assessment, seeking an optimal location spot. Kim reassures himself it's merely a dream, an illusion. These individuals appear elderly, aged, even during his school years, due to the dream belief. Kim strikes a bully, facially slapping him. The man retaliates, violently assaulting our hero. He realizes the pain is genuine, authentic, not imagined. Everything is real, not a mere dream, a figment. Kim understands he genuinely returned to the past, time traveled to his sophomore year of high school, second year. A delinquent, a troublemaker, inquires about the punching bag's commotion, noise, revealing himself as Jang, identifying himself. He addresses a nearly grounded Kim, almost prostrate. Astonishment overwhelms the protagonist's lead character. He questions if they are addressing him as Kim, calling him by that name. Remaining uncertain about his identity, perplexed, he contemplates the reason for his other self's presence, standing before him upon gazing into a mirror, reflecting. An unprecedented truth is unveiled, revealed, disclosed. Currently, Jang occupies Kim, Jinhwa's body, possesses. Subsequently, afterwards, Kim's vengeful spirit declared a curse upon him, vowed retribution. Now he experiences Kim's past suffering, endures his pain. Jang comprehends his return to the past, realizes he encountered the ultimate loser, the most pathetic individual. This loser is his past self, ironically, shockingly. Jang strikes Kim's face, forcefully punching him. He recalls the inflicted agony on classmates' past torment. He reveled in his high school years, enjoyed immensely. Tormenting the weak showcased their vulnerability, fragility. It was a realm of dominance, a king's domain. Possessing fighting prowess ensured supremacy, combat skills. Losers would never comprehend this, grasp this concept. He deemed those preparing for the future as losers, failures. He lived blissfully in the present moment, content currently, utilizing his strength to safeguard his dominance position. He practiced MMA, trained in mixed martial arts. Peers remarked on his professional aspirations, potential. He claimed it was purely recreational, for enjoyment. Adults criticized him, negatively spoke ill. His future was predetermined, predictable post-graduation. They reiterated this constantly, repeatedly, daily. He experienced some distress, anguish, torment. Ultimately, he possessed a talent for combat fighting. Upon graduation, immediately following, he debuted professionally as an athlete, sportsperson. Utilizing his signing bonus, he established a business and thrived. Without academic pursuits, studying from textbooks, he wondered about those engrossed in textbooks, academia, engaged in prolonged studying, extensive learning. Yet he was among them, ironically, surprisingly. Kim Vinjin Tho Vo Sipejifikat. Losers remained losers even after maturation, adulthood. Jang recalled Kim's mentioned statement. This was his third university application attempt try. He felt sympathy, pity for his misfortune, misery. He offered some money to his former colleague out of compassion. The expression indicated a swift path to success, rapid advancement. Now he receives a kick to the face, a facial strike. His other self, while assaulting him, confirms a theory. Bullying reveals the victim's worthlessness, ineffectiveness. Jang, conversely, in turn, questions the assault by his past self, the beating. Jang Ansel, aged 21 currently, inhabits a loser's physique, is trapped in a failure's body. He mistreated 3 years previously. He is now Jim Jinwoo presently. While applying a chokehold to our protagonist's lead, a scarred eyebrow man addresses Ansel, inquiring, questioning regarding the chokehold's application method technique. While Kim, now Jang, writhes in agony, suffers pain. Kim recalls the bastard's past sycophancy, fawning behavior. Now he inflicts pain furthermore additionally. He employs a technique reserved for losers solely. His stance is utterly incorrect, flawed. Both Jangs simultaneously think about chokehold technique. The arm requires further backward, twisting contortion. The scarred eyebrow man heeds the advice, follows the suggestion. Kim collapses in agony on the ground floor. He deems everyone utterly despicable, worthless. His fist yearns for action, observing this witnessing. Kim contemplates retaliating against the delinquents. He understands attempting it would be futile, pointless. He would be easily defeated presently. His past self was vulnerable in ground combat grappling. Regardless, nevertheless, eliminating this nuisance will resolve everything, conclude matters. Abruptly, unexpectedly, a mental voice warns against using his fist striking. Does Jang desire to return to his body, reclaim his form? He is utterly bewildered, perplexed, confused. He questions the voice's identity, wonders who is speaking. The present Jang approaches our protagonist's lead, announcing his first guillotine attempt experiment. Past Jang encircles Kim's neck with his arm, embraces. He believes this is the correct application proper method. He subsequently applies pressure, exerts force. Choking his colleague, Kim trembles with fury, rage at his past self. He intends to eliminate him, finish him off. Jang recalls practicing the guillotine extensively, relentlessly. The first attempt claim was a ruse, a deception, a lie. The stance is flawless, impeccable, as anticipated from his past self, capable of inducing unconsciousness in 5 seconds swiftly. Confronted with this, facing this situation, Jang faints, awakens in darkness with a voice speaking warning. He was forewarned about experiencing inflicted pain, equivalent suffering. This terrifies the businessman, frightens greatly, uncertain of his predicament and location whereabouts. The voice persists, continues speaking, inquiring about becoming the mistreated failure, experiencing that role. Recognizing the voice's familiarity, previous encounter, Jang uncovers the truth, questions the light striking Kim. Kim Jinjin Woo facing this insult, this offense. The voice angrily confirms it's Kim Jin Woo indeed, truly. Laughing, Kim inquires about the experience, the sensation. Realizing Jang's incomplete understanding, lack of comprehension. This was the minimal retribution, the least he could do. His life was ruined due to Jang's superior size, physical advantage. Moreover, additionally, Jang reveled in his dominance, enjoyed his position immensely. This is the imposed curse, the inflicted retribution. He will derive pleasure from observing Jang's suffering henceforth. Grasping the severity of the situation, understanding the gravity, Jang implores Kim to reconsider, begs him to stop, promises improved treatment upon returning to his body, his own form. He requests the curse's removal, its reversal. Kim offers a hint regarding the curse's Jichu removal. Hope exists as a prerequisite for despair, a necessary condition. To break the curse currently in effect active, there are 2 prerequisites, 2 conditions necessary. Firstly, Jang must prevent the loser life incidents, the failures. Numerous problems stemmed from his actions originated, causing a stutter and utterly ruining his life, devastating. Kim claims he wished for his non-existence year-round, constantly. Yet 4 incidents remain unforgettable, indelible. These 4 incidents specifically, particularly, resulted in his life's demise, his end. The mere recollection induces anxiety, nervousness. Attempting to participate in the discussion, contribute. Jang claims complete recall and apologizes, expresses remorse. He realizes his predicament is dire, hopeless. He lacks any recollection of them, remembers nothing. He inquires about the specific 4 incidents referred. amidst 365 days of torment during constant suffering. Recalling just 4 is improbable. Jang believes ultimately in the end, involving only him and his companions as friends. He can attempt prevention, try to stop everything. He intends to thoroughly defeat everyone, vanquish completely, rendering them speechless, silencing them completely. He expresses remorse to his former self. Yet Kim emerges before him, inquiring if he intends to simply vanquish all. Chang's objective is to halt the unfortunate life occurrences. Thus, if he acts prior to the happenings, the youths will be apprehensive and events won't transpire. Exclaiming at the sound, Jang wonders what to pursue. Should he merely endure while navigating them? But Kim cautions he disregards minor particulars. However, remember, significant narrative alterations will prevent the unfortunate life incidents. Embracing the mandated stipulations, Jang inquires about the subsequent requirement, revealing its simplicity. The sound explains he must rectify his prior self. Jang Uncle Kim erupts in laughter, concluding, attempt this with this pathetic physique if he believes capable, reiterating to make his former self begin anew. Now in Kim's form, Jane anticipates a challenging task. Due to this frail constitution, he must halt 4 events and additionally reform his past self into a respectable individual. Present in the classroom, Kim trembles with fury, placing feet upon the desk. He recalls Jang's Gueta ensemble caused him to lose consciousness for the lunch period. Thus he consumed nothing. Kim strikes the desk with his hand, wondering how to prevent incidents and improve his past. This attracts notice. He contemplates. Firstly, he is unaware of these happenings. A companion with locked spectacles requests silence. Kim inquires about the spectacles issue. The man states it's customary to wear them, suggesting a birthday guess, questioning if he truly acted so. He muses. Despite all, it was somewhat amusing. Regardless, his plump companion requests Kim's silence. They're doomed if he awakens Ankle. The stout youth asks if Kim recalls Anshel's decree. While slumbering, only the 3rd row could converse. This unsettles Kim. He was oblivious to this occurrence, having slumbered the entire day. Abruptly, the educator enters requesting quiet. The instructor inquires about the previous stopping point, requests students return to seats, and open texts. However, the educator observes something rearward, inquiring about the youth sleeping behind our lead, and requests his awakening. All attention shifts to astonishment and dismay. For our protagonist, all await Kim's choice anxiously. Kim ponders the reason for such gazes. He comprehends he must rouse his sleeping self. Kim strikes his past self's head, believing awakening someone is easy. Yet this simple act leaves students incredulous. Kim is perplexed by the widespread concern and ridicules his former self's classroom slumber. But Ansel stirs and fixes Kim with a menacing glare, as if contemplating an outrage. Jim Woo's companion Seol-ji despairs, questions how Kim dares strike his master's head. Seol urges Kim to implore forgiveness on his knees. He finds this all quite peculiar, questioning the lack of conflict, concluding Jack Ansel would never fathom someone like Kim Jin-woo striking him. Anshel must believe it a mere dream. But the instructor inquires for pupil 17 to solve the board question, asking for number 17 to present themselves. Consulting the attendance roster, students fear doom as 17 is their master. Jang Inc. verifies the list. The educator summons student Jang. Others observe that this teacher consistently implements penalties for unsolved equations. Seol anticipates a terrifying recess. He will undoubtedly retaliate. An unforeseen act piques Seol's interest. Kim Jin-woo unintentionally approaches the board to tackle the problem, still assuming he is intro. The educator inquires if he is the designated pupil. Kim confirms he is Jang. Stool comprehends everything, attributes it to the prior occurrence, to atone for striking his master's head. He accepted the penalty in his stead for pardon. Stool deems it preferable to assume the penalty, as it is merely a gentle backside strike. Suddenly, Jin Ankle laughs, stating, expressing amusement, finding it humorous. Smiling, he wonders about Kim's intentions. Later, Ansel strikes Kim without provocation. A gratuitous knee crushes Kim's face. Furthermore, he delivers a kick to the protagonist's face. Jang found it so preposterous he assumed it a dream. He heard Kim struck his head during sleep. Never envisioned such an act. He claims our hero attempted to overlook it, accepting the teacher's punishment instead. However, Kim's expression displays intense rage towards his past self. Jang inquires if the beatings were insufficient. Kim contemplates ending his past self. Nevertheless, the prior voice reiterates, altering the narrative, prevents return to his original form. Kim understands with a foolish expression, apologizes to Inkel, receiving a jaw-shattering kick from Jang, completely demolishing his jaw. Jang asks Simpson why he became the villain, blaming Kim's poor upbringing on him. Kim deems these delinquents as scum. He wonders what Simpson whispers to his former self. Aang called approaches a girl straightening her hair. Part Dabin inquires about the matter. Jang states he requires something from her head, leaving her perplexed. Jang obtains a strand of her hair, asks Simpson if a single strand suffices. Simpson ties Park's hair to Kim and Seol's wrists. He warns if the hair loosens, they're in trouble. He will inspect every break. Simpson adds they are doomed if they substitute another girl's hair. Jang laughs uncontrollably. Kim considers it a jest, expected from immature classmates. Sol dispels the notion of ease, announces his restroom need. En route to the restroom, girls mock the pair, using dating prospects as an insult. Sol inquires if they must relieve themselves together. Kim silences his friend. Kim believes Simpson made a grave error, antagonizing the one he flatters. He realizes other perceived losers also mock him. Kim never imagined sharing a restroom with Sol. Without the curse, he would have already ended it. The hair strand suddenly snaps. Terrifying Kim. He laments his friend's incompetence. Now they face a beating. Desperate and reflective, Kim realizes he, the great Chong and Colt, is panicking over a broken hair. Sue insists they maintain their spirit. Endure until graduation. Persevere until they graduate. Sewell says regardless of suffering. Losing composure fulfills the bully's desires. Revenge is achieved through graduation and wealth. Kim regards his friend with astonishment. He is baffled by Sewell's thoughts. Receiving a lecture from him is unexpected. Sewell offers numerous hair packages. Informs his collection has surplus hairs. Kim sees his colleague as insane for collecting hair. Unexpectedly, Simpson arrives delivering a kick directly to Kim's face, leaving the protagonist utterly disoriented. Simpson questions the broken hair and the quality of his kick. Finally, he instructs Jinwoo to follow for Dempsey role practice. Our hero reluctantly complies. In the second block, room 6, Jang questions their tardiness. He explains the little round is commencing. He urges everyone to prepare. Jang instructs Kim to assume the position, issuing a warning. He disclaims responsibility for ensuing consequences. Ansel declares he will initiate with a Dempsey. Kim is unaware of what awaits. The trio commences Dempsey row after-image training. Under Jang's guidance, Kim finds this humiliating. He questions his past, Sel's dedication to such activities. Jang retaliates, delivering a forceful blow to the protagonist's stomach, inducing him to expel blood. He explains the second after Minj is vulnerable. Kim questions this individual's self-perception. Our protagonist desires to eliminate everyone with utmost fervor. This man is him. Kim yearns for constant challenges, but the delinquent is his past self. Simpson becomes annoyed, striking Kim's head, labeling him incompetent for failing at a simple afterimage. Currently, Kim notes Simpson isn't ankle, his fist is weeping. Amidst the chaos, the protagonist disregards the narrative. He intends to vanquish all. The voice reiterates narrative alterations, prevent Jang's return to his true form. Yearning for his former body, Kim resigns himself to his fate. He will retry the Dempsey role later. Our hero uses the restroom. Even in this private moment, Kim harbors anger towards the delinquents. He recalls Simpson's prior lurking. Now he openly belittles him, branding him a loser yet. Kim attempts composure, assuming it's flattery. Directed at his former self, Simpson appears behind Kim, questioning his solo urination. Our protagonist's urine strikes his face, drenching him completely. Following this, Simpson mocks Kim, expressing displeasure. He notes the urine on the protagonist's face, inquires if Kim will now urinate clothed. Amidst the ridicule, our protagonist nears collapse. Our hero addresses Simpson, deeming him insane. Kim's anger intensifies, enraging the delinquent. He demands Kim receive discipline. Jin-woo secures the bathroom door. He removes his jacket, obstructing the entrance with it. He reminds Simpson manners define a person. He awaits, anticipating the outcome. Enraged and disrobed, Kim insults the delinquent. The voice interjects, mentioning the narrative. Jang is indifferent. Simpson's rage intensifies, witnessing the disrespect. He attempts to speak. The protagonist silences him. Kim shatters his glasses, declaring, "An unforgettable massage awaits." Confronting Simpson, our protagonist prepares for the massage, reiterating his motto. But the delinquent is startled by something. Observing Kim's shirt, he laughs uncontrollably, recognizing it as SpongeBob attire. Preparing a low kick, Simpson remarks on the duration since the last Ashibara. Kim counters the delinquent, explaining the Ashibara. Simpson collapses, striking his head, confused and disoriented. He becomes irritated. Kim finishes his explanation. Ashibara involves sweeping the ground, not air. Humiliated, Simpson rises, remarking on the slippery floor and the lack of cleaning. He attacks Kim, who evades, delivering a powerful blow to his ribs. Simpson clutches the impacted area, perplexed by the pain from a seemingly weak Jin-woo. The delinquent ponders. He inquires if our hero has trained. The protagonist explains the intensified pain resulted from striking the liver. Enraged, the student charges at Kim, confident in his size and strength. Grabbing him will suffice. Anschutz retains defensive skills, striking the man's chin, followed by a kick. Even with an average physique, Ankle excels in confrontations. He overlooked a crucial factor. Jang was unfamiliar with Jinwa's body. Kim misses noticing the limited reach. The delinquent exploits the opportunity to assault our protagonist. Despite the disadvantageous physique, Kim avoids the blow, twisting his torso. He delivers an elbow strike to the face. The forceful blow renders Simpson unconscious. His ego is shattered by this defeat. The delinquent suspects a dream. Kim's voice returns, warning of narrative changes. Amos is undoubtedly doomed. The delinquent awakens later that day. Confused, he questions reality. He would never lose to Jim. Wu resigned. Even dreaming of such defeat is humiliating. Kim appears before him, inquiring if Simpson still believes it a dream. Simpson insults and threatens our protagonist. He won't escape consequences, however. Kim confronts him. Should he reveal the delinquent's defeat? The protagonist questions. Simpson must choose between leaving school due to rumors or personal dissemination, facing Jane Inchill-like pressure. The delinquent inquires about Kim's desires. The hero downplays his demands. Henceforth, Simpson will report Inchill's every move. Jinwoo desires even the most private details of Jang's life, including restroom visits. The delinquent is puzzled. Kim dismisses his concern, instructs him to follow the script, maintain the facade. Refusal will result in public humiliation and further beating. Faced with this threat, Simpson understands, accepts the terms reluctantly. Kim is pleased with his success. They are now secret allies. The narrative remains unchanged. Additionally, he gains a spy to monitor his past self. Kim regrets his initial restraint. Instead of immediate force, the story awaits the rumor. Strolling through the school, Jang smiles, addressing the original body owner, Kim Jin-woo. Kim's soul observes with disdain, but remains powerless presently. Our protagonist stretches, feeling relieved. He can now freely assault Minju. Internally, Jang questions Kim's school attendance. If he cannot express anger physically, someone offers cigarettes. A girl suggests using Jinwoo for concealment. He can take the blame if caught. Jin can be the scapegoat. Kim resents being used as storage. The girls find his reaction odd. He responds to provocation. They deem the hero insane, threatening to inform Ansel. Kim welcomes this prospect. He lacked experience with girls during his youth, confirmed by Jang's response to the gossip. He encourages the boys' beating. Park questions her genie's well-being. This confuses him. She summons the girls, smiling slyly. She tells them to cease their cruelty. Kim considered Park a decent girl. Her nickname was Ansel Girl, due to her constant following. Ubiquitous, currently present everywhere. Future Jang pities her each recollection. Due her kind, gentle nature, he should attempt amiability once, but dismantling her pleasant girl disguise. Park reprimands companions seeking reprimand. She chides them, reiterating no contacting Unshul while smoking, leaving protagonist perplexed, bewildered. He discerned her authentic persona. Constantly, she had been feigning, pretending, misleading him, deceiving. Park consequently strikes Kim's face, inquiring his gaze. Kim understood genuine cause reason. She was dubbed Ancillary Girl. Park intends to educate him for offense. She summons Simpson. Passing nearby, requesting him discipline child. Park declares trash, observing her. Delinquent states if for his Davin. He can rectify him correct. However, he recognized trash as previous assailant attacker. Trembling fearfully, Park questions his actions. His instructions still unclear, ambiguous. But Kim reminds Simpson of arrangement deal, with menacing facial demeanor expression. Subsequently performing both exit location, while girls observe notice. Peculiarity within their connection bond. Park believes Minju and Junwoo differ greatly from usual behavior, alleviating tension stress. Girls eagerly inquire Gavin about ankle admiration, whether for his visage appearance or uniform fit appearance on him. Will she confess? Park embarrassed by inquiries. Nonetheless, she commences speaking. Girl's attention completely engrossed her words, with peculiar expression of affection. Park declares Ansel resembles beast creature. Unrefined blood, scent emanating from potent male, was her favored aspect attribute. Not implying Jang lacked coolness typically, but most impressive aspect was covered in adversary's blood. Within arena ring, Hart inquires if friends perceive beast on Ansel's back, but she relinquishes departs location. Recognizing her preference, unique singular. One inquires about friend's destination whereabouts. Davin cautions she intends converse with Mimju to properly instruct Jinwoo educate. However, arriving destination location, Park witnessed unimaginable sight spectacle. Kim Jinwoo school's failure restrains Simpson chokehold. Nearing unconsciousness, Simpson attempts resistance, but Kim completely overpowers him, dominates. At that juncture moment, Kim detects presence, becomes startled, alarmed. This individual was Park, who observed entire altercation fight unfold. She profoundly bewildered by circumstance situation. Protagonist discredited, exposed. He believed he was doomed, discovered, apprehended. Assaulting Minju if Dabin disseminated information. Narrative would alter, shift. He would forfeit chance, revert original body. Contemplating his predicament situation, Kim sternly commands Park approach him, believing he intended spare girls at least. Davin astonished by Kim's demeanor stance. Uncomprehending events, he's considered failure. Nevertheless, something captures her attention focus. Now protagonist's aura exudes enraged beast shadow, causing Park develop affections for Kim also. Honey badger, remarkable wild creature animal. This badger species, not insignificant, trivial. Name might suggest amiable being, entity. Contrary, even snakes are prey to this creature. Records listed among most valiant animals. Confronts even lions when provoked, irritated. Furthermore, victory or defeat irrelevant. Only its pride and fighting spirit matters. Our protagonist's lifestyle resembles honey badger, perpetually agitated, initiating conflicts. Believing this was exceptional, remarkable. Park Davin, at age 7, possessed immense fascination for ferocious honey badgers. Honey badger's ferocity Daben currently sensed, observing Kim Vinmo witnessing. She pondered reason for this sensation feeling. Aggressively, Kim curses, orders her approach. Insulted Park, angered by insignificant student, questions Jinwoo about his statement utterance. Observing his face, she succumbs emotions again, leaving Kim perplexed navigating school hallways. Kim contemplates Park Daben constantly. He anticipated rumors spreading gossiping. Yet nothing transpired unexpectedly abruptly. They collide. Park, irritated, annoyed, nearly utters curse expletive. But Kim confronts, inquiring her intended words, causing her become sentimental, again emotional, attempting to conceal her embarrassment shame. Kim doesn't comprehend her motivations reasons. He questions her blushing, averted gaze, while she retreats to corner area. Kim believes witnessing him defeat Simpson. Frighten her, thus he corners her traps. He threatens her, revealing anything consequences shall be doomed. He believes this effective like menu. Kim must instill fear through physical force. However, our hero, unaware, oblivious. This behavior actually provokes girl, excites, covering her mouth, concealing. Park, astonished protagonist, made eye contact. She questions her behavior before loser like him. Earlier that day, torrential rain engulfed area. Bathroom break during recess meant trouble. Consequently, he went during class time lesson. School bathroom rumored haunted, possessed. Unfortunately, he witnessed something different, unusual, far more terrifying than any specter ghost. Perhaps man avoided Jang there too present. Expressing satisfaction pleasure, he inquired. Did student arrive, conduct business use? He instructed use toilet, he's finished done. Student endured humiliation, degradation, shame. While relieving himself, he conversed delinquent. But Jang observed him differently, strangely, as if contemplating atrocity, horrific act. That particular day, Jang extended hands, suffocated man during evacuation. Unprovoked, he lost consciousness instantly. Collapsed without opportunity, defend himself, resist. Awakening on bathroom floor, discovering he had become school's laughingstock, mockery. Students ridiculed him relentlessly, mercilessly, while Sol couldn't defend his honor reputation. Despite being innocent, blameless in his perspective, he deemed Jiang Ento despicable individual, terrible. He had ruined everything, messed up badly. Presently, Kim, currently exuberant, cheerful, joyful, tells friend, don't lie, he never acted thusly. But Sewell clarifies it's about Jiang, not him. Inhabiting Kim's body, residing within, Jane, astonished, consoles friend, comforts. Calling it jest joke others would forget, dismiss. But Sewell doubts this notion, skeptical. Circumstances already challenging, difficult for him. Desiring normal school experience without hardship, not endure such torments, suffering, misery. Like others, he weeps, trying his utmost best, apologizing for dampening mood, ruining atmosphere. Forget everything, ultimately he's grateful for Kim. He remains thankful for Kim's presence. Trustworthy friend, companion, confidant. Suddenly, someone appears behind Kim, arms near his neck. That individual is Jang, that person. Initiates another unprovoked chokehold on protagonist. Suffocating him, Kim reflects, contemplates. Miserable, enduring taunts and aggression, abuse. Receiving insults and hostility, violence. Regaining consciousness, Jang awakens mentally. He fainted again from unexpected blow behind. He inquires what's happening now to Kim, asks. Kim Jinjin Wu considers this curse impactful. Ultimately, it's insignificant, trivial, unimportant. Jane Mock's cat got Kim's tongue speechless. He's frustrated, plans failing, not working. Because now he possesses two allies, companions. Gang suggests utilizing them prevents school incidents. It will be effortless, simple, easy task. Urging Kim to relinquish reverse curse spell. Not as straightforward as Jang assumed, believed. Maniacally, Kim's soul laughs incessantly, continuously. She inquires, questions, asks. Utilizing allies to resolve school incidents mentioned, but she never uttered that stated. Life-ruining incidents solely occurred school. Kim inquires if Jang doesn't recall, remember. He knows they extend beyond school grounds. Gang descends into despair, hopelessness. Asks if initial incident occurred outside school. Soul's voice obviously avoids confirmation acknowledgement, advises preventing incident if possible capable. Kim walks sidewalk anxious about recent events. He fumes questions this initial non-school incident. If not school, where did it transpire occur? If not school, then where precisely location? High school, solely training occupied his time, entirely dedicated to training practice exercise. Kim confirms observing his former self approaching gym. Must he monitor him there as well also too? Carelessness discovery alters narrative story. Cannot dispatch Sim Mingyu to gym there. Part Davin unable assist there either as well. Kim must persevere continue current course. Protagonist considers this utter torment hell. Questions Soul's voice desired action task. Kim conceives idea conceal face mask. Arrives gym registers wearing mask disguise. Coach inquires name striking hand hero confirms yes. Coach questions Kim being YouTuber or similar. Will he promote gym advertise establishment? Protagonist declines refuses no. Receptionist inquires if first training session experience. Confirmation elicits praise for decision choice. Kim hasn't encountered acquaintance long time ago, when he solely knew knockouts, nothing else. Made him ground combat expert proficient. He decides train observe monitor past self. But Jin absent, not present yet arrived. Kim seeks activity past time occupy. Abruptly, suddenly, unexpectedly. Two individuals inquire newcomer needs assistance help. Kim perplexed anticipates what's coming next. One man slams him ground asks if impressive cool. Inquires if appears impressive stylish cool. Identifies it as twister technique move. Jang recalls gym bullies gathering spot location. As Jang Im Shil, they were insignificant weaklings. Brunette their leader, most dominant among. Now inhabiting this body things different altered. Everything changed transformed, completely different. Protagonist remains silent, another nerd pleads mercy. Claims he submitted tapped out on mat surrender. This individual soul desires learn combat fight. Enduring mistreatment even outside school grounds. Witnessing this unfairness injustice wrong. Our hero swiftly escapes man's grasp hold. Rushes towards soul, leaving fighter bewildered. Astonished by skinny one's effortless escape release. Demonstrating his skill before friend companion. Kim contemplates current event situation. Desiring normalcy peace, requests assistance again. Seeking help assistance aid once more again. Kim recalls friends' hardships, struggles, trials, and all his difficulties, challenges, adversities. While friend endures bullies grasp hold restraint. Kim clenches fists, decides intervene, intercede. Man inquires his gaze, desires be next target. Masked hero orders fighter depart immediately, instantly. Which bewilders him, confuses, perplexes. Kim extends hand to seal curses fighter again, demanding he leave boy alone, unmolested, amidst events unfolding occurrences. Soul's voice emerges praising Jang's choice decision. He's finally following correct path righteous. Initial incident involves Soul actually truly. Impossible Jang helped knowing beforehand prior. Unlikely delinquent would genuinely truly remember. Recollect what transpired occurred previously. Blue shirt fighter declares Soul released freed. Inquires masked man's next action move plan. Soul adjusting glasses, spectacles eyewear. Expresses gratitude to masked man for assistance. Staying touched by situation, circumstance, event. Kim regrets intervening, assisting, helping. Kim questions his actions, motivation, reason. Soul desires no hero's name, identity. Blue shirt fighter interrupts, interjects, disrupts. Labels Kim loser, initiates confrontation fight. Man's punch directed towards him approaching. Jin notices blow peculiar, strange, unusual. Indeed, truly, actually. Punch remarkably slow, fighter's movements sluggish. Evading his punch, dodging, avoiding. Fighter discredited, astonished by unexpected outcome. Jang arrives inquiring about commotion disturbance. Subsequently, Seol expresses gratitude, masked hero. Kim diverts topic, changes subject matter. Inquiring Sue about gym training duration. Student states he's trained there 1 month. Hero finds it peculiar, odd, unusual. He doesn't recollect him from that location place. Asks if Sue sought revenge on Jang Entrell there. Confirmed leaving Kim perplexed, bewildered. He would have remembered such event occurrence. He informs friend Jang seemingly doesn't recognize him. Su asserts such situation impossible, unlikely. From his perspective viewpoint, he's distinct from athletes' gymnast group. Colleagues' appearance resembled those boys exactly. Abruptly ending conversation, interrupting. Student declares something important to share reveal. Arousing protagonist's curiosity, intrigue. Stool suggests Pink Man as hero name moniker. He interjects, suggesting exercise instead training. Kim reflects nerd when extremes for revenge. Even attending Ma classes martial arts. Was he truly that wrong, mistaken, incorrect? He only teased harmlessly, innocently, playfully. Before his very eyes, witnessing, observing. He observes his former self mistreating someone needlessly. Everyone uneasy, yet fearful, apprehensive. Concealing fear from Jam, hiding apprehension. Jumping rope, feigning ignorance, innocence. Claiming he saw nothing except girl, only female. Interrupts his thoughts, poking him from behind. Park excitedly inquires if hero knew arrival there. Is he masked cosplayer disguised individual? Kim recalls his Nuna frequents gym too also. Among the Nuna group, Shalala from gymnastics group protagonist's affection target. Cha Eugene Cred advises Kim, report any trouble. Shall reprimand them, scold, address issue. Hero previously thought earlier believe considered. Gym attendants solely do this Nuna because of her. Present current Jang, presently observing. Witnessing beloved's interaction with protagonist. Expresses annoyance, irritation, displeasure. Unexpectedly, someone approaches, arrives near. Capturing Kim's attention, man apologizes earlier event. Inquires if masked man can utilize training gloves. He needs practice low kick technique move. No one currently available to assist help. Kim realizes man desires him as practice partner. Our hero bewildered by situation circumstance. Accepts inquiring if solely holding required necessary. Confirmation received. Kim prepares receive low kick. Fighter deceitfully executes high kick instead. He laughs alongside blue shirt companion friend. Finding situation amusing, hilarious, comical. However, protagonist successfully blocks attack pad, precisely defending himself from that coitus strike. Fighter amused inquires how he blocked blow. Questions masked man's fighting ability skill. Considering this fact observation, Kim questions head level low kick technique accuracy. Decides ignoring is best course action solution. Embarrassed fighter assumes, believes, presumes. Masked man cannot differentiate low kick, high kick. Distinguish between low and high kick techniques. Momentarily startled, interrupting conversation abruptly. Blue shirt individual suggests, proposes. Demonstrate by targeting Kim's calf with low kick, forcing him to ground floor mat. Bullies mock hero's predicament situation plight. Remarking blow resembled Ansel's technique style, similar to Ansel's strikes, attacks, hits. White shirt 1 mentions Ansel slap, impeccable, flawless. Blue shirt 1 cautions, warns, advises. They should exercise caution, prudence, care. Following incident, event, occurrence. Che inquires if mistreatment occurred towards masked man. They deny, claiming they taught low kick technique. She attempts aid Kin's injury, assist, alleviate. Suggests compress for injury treatment relief. She requested leniency towards newcomers previously before. Despite ongoing events, circumstances, happenings, Kim feels content, satisfied, pleased. Suddenly deafening noise engulfs area location. Noise originated from Jang's hand impact. Annoyed, he strikes punching bag forcefully. Kim notices past self observing him intently, fixedly. He wonders about his subsequent actions, response. Our hero believes he has realized to do something. Currently, he is Kim Jin-woo, embodies presently. No logical reason for newfound camaraderie, friendliness. Protagonist questions small physique, being appealing, attractive. Was that past romantic failures cause reason? Cho wasn't solely assisting Kim, only helping. Annoying, she's universally kind, amiable, pleasant. Soul initially didn't intend marriage, wedlock. Decision altering, do woman because of her. Both past and future Jang enraged by Soul, furious. Who is exploiting situation, taking advantage. Cha requests hero stretch his friend companion, delighting him being with beloved cherished. She describes fighter as kind, cheerful, pleasant. Kim senses increasing intimacy, closeness, proximity. Girl announces intention shower cleanse. Protagonist nearly invites himself to join along. Jane observes entire scene event occurrence. He approaches white shirt fighter nears. Man inquires how Ansel can assist help aid. Receives powerful stomach blow, leaving him winded. Jang orders colleague transmit convey message. Agonized, he comprehends command instruction. Man summons masked fighter calls beckons. Requests him observe ceiling look upwards. Making hero curious, distracting, diverting him. Cowardly act, dastardly deed, craven behavior. Fighter replicates blow on Kim's belly abdomen, inflicting significant damage, harm, injury. Man claims it's transferred, passed on to him now. Dissatisfaction can be directed towards nearby pig. Transfer burden onto adjacent pig individual. Therefore, one shouldn't provoke and shouldn't irritate. Inquires if protagonist has any objections, issues. Our hero refrains from action, inaction, restraint. Anschutz provokes him from ring platform above. Beckoning him, ascend, join him there. Inquires his school, affiliation, origin source. His behavior, atypical, unusual, uncommon for his school. If he belonged to his school institution. Recognition would be inevitable, certain, guaranteed. Kim subsequently reciprocates. Discovers Jang presently doesn't recall him. Concoct scheme, leaving Jang astonished. Masked individual ascends platform, dons handwear. Kim comprehends wearing disguise. Individuals can't identify him. Concurrently, meantime. Combatants discredited by novice arrival. Protagonist requests Ansel don facial safeguard. Hell strike him repeatedly, gratuitously. Instructor hollers questions newcomer's actions. Upon observing that, Ansel placed today's arrival directly arena. He demanded immediate descent. Labeling him imbecile, yet Jang misunderstands issue. Claims he's merely assisting educate youngster. Leaving instructor perplexed handling situation. Jang was merely street hooligan. Instructor recognized capability brought him here. Rather than restarting, beginning anew. Delinquent behaves as if gymnasium is property. While delivering strike protagonist. Jang contemplates, believes. Must conclude swiftly before complications arise. Kim assesses with striking force. Impact resembles good night Cinderella. Mass champion swiftly evades attack, leaving Jang astounded. Bully comprehended nothing occurred, transpired. Fellow combatants equally amazed. Ansel pondered novice dodging strike. Concludes punches being foreseen, predicted. This logical deduction evident. Since pink masked individual actually J. Eventually, subsequently. Protagonist discerns delinquent's tendencies. Positive, negative after evading. Kim positions behind individual taunting. Then, subsequently. Ansel attempts strike, masked one cursing. His hands contact only air. Kim recalls previously, formerly. His past self, that era. Was novice athlete, completely offensive style. Future self mastered upright combat method. Becoming professional, grappling focused. Combat approach, everybody present affected. Witnessing muskaman stakadun and diabo. They observe Anschutz effortlessly halts advance. Delinquent derides protagonist. Claims he lacks takedown alternatives. Masked one, unaware, ignorant. Strength disparity between them. Kim moves behind, bully affirms complete awareness. After all this can't transpire occur. Corner Jang astonished by man's boldness. Yet utterly vulnerable, defenseless. Ensnared in technique, full Nelson. Although jiu-jitsu lacks technique. Kim executed solely humiliate adversary. Utilizing strength, Jang attempts liberation from grip. Yet endeavors futile, unproductive. Kim states despite delinquent strength. He remains unable halt this. Technique directly controls core center, enabling swing him desired. Jane recognizes nemesis observing combat, but loser won't leave him be. Desperate act, delinquent commands laughter cessation, believes currently powerless, helpless. Upon release liberation, he will vanquish masked one. In that scenario event, Kim genuinely releases from held position, leaving Jang disoriented, expressing boredom. He again summons Ansel combat. Furthermore, he pledged delinquent recovery assistance. However, Jang nonetheless Comprehending masked one intentional release. Becomes intensely aggravated vows utmost effort. Exert all power vanquish novice. He pursues protagonist hero. Grasping waist attempting takedown. Everybody present commences begins. Believing Ansel possesses combat advantage. Combatant remarks masked one guarded. Continued observation beneficial. Another declares protagonist already defeated. Instructor conversely contrarily. Asserts Anschutz actually disadvantaged. Leaving everyone bewildered lacking comprehension. Responsee requests observation boy's legs. Tightly squeezing, pulling inward himself. Should Ansel relax loosen. Hell inevitably receives submission. Attempted punch results posture loss fall. Grounded earthbound. Boy will transition another maneuver. Jang grasped opponent intended humiliation. Chose deliberate descent fall. Resembles ensnarement spider's web. Kim requests bully tap out concede defeat. This leaves delinquent perplexed bewildered. Beloved observes combat. Nevertheless, however, Jay must reclaim pride rises angrily. Believes jiu-jitsu irrelevant, he's stronger regardless. Kim lauds past self's strength expresses contentment. Wraps legs around Anschut's hamstring. Grounding him stating initially firstly, one must comprehend utilization. Witnessing ring monster. Instructor questions man's identity. Although Jang weak grounded. Individual's technique rivals athletes. Kim executes arm, triangle choke. Questions if Jam anticipates victory, solely strength. Subsequently kisses bully cheek. Causing chief grin mortifies Jam. Unfazed by humiliation. Kim dominates Jam diversely variously, including frog posture stance. Jang discerns opponent intentional actions. Utilizing positions merely toy trifle. Kim recollects something repay return. Applies chokehold gratuitously needlessly. Jang understood adversary could have concluded everything effortlessly, yet chose public humiliation. Kim inquires if bully won't strike. Remains fixated beloved observing. While asphyxiating ground earth. Jinwoo remarks since it's Jang. Bully likely won't yield surrender. Regardless life cost. Mentally apologizes past self. Combatants observe scene incredulously. Concluding combat fight. Mass champion couldn't suppress strength further. Rendered opponent unconscious ring floor. Post-fight Kim pondered Bodis weakness. Victory achieved via chokehold. Past self possessed greater strength nonetheless, despite that losing before Nuna. Undeniably unforgettable Jang. Experiencing slight remorse Kim. Exits ring subsequently afterwards. Chokehold recipient entered school classroom. Jiang profoundly irritated gymnasium events. Redirected frustration onto Jinwoo. Regretting empathy towards him. Bully believes masked physique resembles Kim's. Protagonist realizes Jang's increased brutality. Abruptly Simpson enters room space. Inquiring Jang's situation gymnasium happenings. Denying further speech opportunity. Ankle delivers blow Simpson's abdomen. Commands student silence. Labeling him bastard, writhing ground earth. Simpson lauded received punch. Confirmed elder brother grasping concept. Encountering this every pupil inquisitive about occurrence, and commenced attempting pacify Jang. Kim Seol vocalization subsequently. Remarks our protagonist's choice will detrimentally impact him, despite not altering chronology being masked, contrasted with yesteryear. Current Jang and Chul considerably more apprehensive than previously, with Locke amidst his spectacles. Seol welcomes Jang smilingly as he advances toward, and when Chul requests Seol rise. Initial event loser existence ultimately commences. Observing his hands, Jang finds peculiar be original physique and ponders if he's returned. But he swiftly discerned his past self entirely obliterated him again. And somehow he already understood this scoundrel was demented. The soul voice nears, inquiring if that's amusing. Questioning act asphyxiating individuals without justification. Until they lose consciousness, Jang attempts apologize, asking why Kim is so grave. But Seol says Unshul shouldn't be so tranquil. Informing initial incident just initiated. Television without reception positioned before our protagonist. who doesn't comprehend what's approaching. Abruptly, program called Loser Life commences playing. In program, it's stated even dreadful circumstances. Flowers blossom. That's how Sully and Kim established their connection. Sully was a resilient lad. Despite being tormented repeatedly daily, he never lost his grin, and Kim admired him for this, providing him strength to endure the harassment. They supported each other, were closest companions, so long as he possessed Sulji. Regardless what transpired, Kim could surmount it. However, one day Jang approached his companion, who received him smilingly as customary. On this day, Jang declared he was envious of their companionship, which made Seol inquisitive, prompting him clarify this friendship was created by Anjal. Encountering this, Jang requested two friends combat each other, and whomever triumphed would evade loser group. That individual certainly genuine fiend, because thusly, it would be considerably simpler to manipulate them more productive. Entire class pupils wagered on fight between Kim and Seol. On this day, Kim was reluctant to fight and questioned why he had strike his closest companion. However, unexpectedly, Soldier struck him. First, he labeled him failure and proudly declared he would defeat Kim, evade beatings. Joel's treachery made Kim's blood seethe because he was reluctant to fight, had even challenged Jang Antral. Afterward, he no longer recalled what occurred, other than utilizing his fists like a lunatic. At fight's conclusion, Kim Jinwoo triumphed, and thenceforth he would no longer be failure. However, after fight concluded, he realized at no juncture did Solji retaliate, and for his benefit he simply endured beating, silently acknowledging his destiny. Afterward, they never struck Kim again, but they tormented Seol repeatedly subsequently. Kim profoundly lamented what he did to his companion, and Jin Yong became progressively enraged, unleashing his fury upon Seol. However, most abhorrent aspect was deep down. Kim believed it was respite. During intermission, Seol consoled Jinwoo, saying he wasn't culpable, therefore needn't feel remorseful. However, he could no longer gaze his companion directly. While uttering this, Seol declared he would dedicate himself as a light novel writer and become immensely renowned one day. He would let Kim peruse his works. However, presently he was ashamed, but didn't cease encouraging Kim achieve aspiration. But grin, once perpetual on his companion's countenance, had vanished, so that notebook was Solji's vanity and fragility. He was reluctant to exhibit it anyone, irrespective whom it was, and was capable to endure everything solely because his aspiration. But one day, the delinquent compelled him recite notebook aloud before everyone. And those individuals weren't mocking Solji's novel, but him himself, apprehensive of Jang Ansel. Kim performed everything instructed. Despite knowing this was his companion's frailty, he commenced revealing it verbatim. Classroom pupils lacked empathy and ridiculed Seol's aspiration before him. Ultimately, individual consistently remained resilient, ceased attending school. Then grown-ups intervened, due parental accounts of maltreatment within classroom. On this day, educator requested everyone shut their eyes, and Kim perceived hope. Educator requested pupils indicate who tormented Sue, and Kim believed with authority of adults he could penalize Jang the pupil. Desperately attempted summon courage, accuse the tormentor, and he desired exact his retribution immediately, but pathetically his hands remained immobile. So he entrusted his classmates exact vengeance for him, because everyone had witnessed who perpetrated this against Solji. However, when they opened their eyes, every pupil shamelessly accused Kim, and his desire remained unfulfilled, due numerous fingers pointing at him. Kim subsequently became perpetrator instead of victim. Everyone understood it was considerably simpler to incriminate him than Jang. So Kim was branded delinquent on his academic record, an unsuccessful university interview. Despite possessing commendable grades, his academic history became entirely futile. All he did was study. But even so, he couldn't enter university. His existence subsequently commenced deteriorating thusly, and this was commencement of initial incident. However, most distressing aspect was because of Jang. Kim forfeited his soul and dearest companion. Then Seol's voice declared if Jang desired return, he should avert incident that ruined everything already within classroom. Kim comprehended entire unfolding initial incident and appeared dejected. But Chong interrupts him as informed by original Kim's recollections, commanding the two combat each other. This was initial time Chong perceived his past self as genuine villain. An initial incident commences. Jang commands two friends fight each other, but Kim has vacant expression. Jang clarifies whoever triumphs will evade his torments. In his thoughts, Kim recollects originally Jin Woo won fight, and Seol continued be brutalized. In that case, if Seol defeats him, he loses consciousness. It's natural his companion would emerge victor. So while his companion's rescue approaches, Kim simply desires that Seol will strike him. Thusly, initial incident will be resolved. However, unexpectedly, our hero lands potent punch on Seol's face, rendering him unconscious instantly, making him celebrate amongst everyone because despite everything, Kim still possesses James' arrogance cannot let weakling defeat him. Seol's voice witnessing such scenario believes our hero is scoundrel, and that even devil disapproves of action. Later, Kim questioned why he did that. Because it was with such force he triumphed without realizing. But as in his recollections, Sue consoles him, saying it's not his fault. True culprit is Jane Ankle. Since Kim is Jang's soul, inevitably he also feels insulted. Kim in turn inquired if his companion will cease attending school because of such absurdity. And Seol chuckles, saying certainly not, because he's certain if he doesn't attend, individual who will suffer will be our hero. Jimmy believes this is respite and commends his companion for being so resilient. Seol affirms smilingly, saying he's adept handling these matters so Jim Woo can relax. Later, within cafeteria, bullies hurl tray of food in pupil's face. Stimson labels him pathetic enthusiast and inquires if he doesn't know Ankle typically doesn't consume cucumber collected on floor. Seol attempts explain, informing that day's meal is seasoned cucumber, so it's impossible not have cucumber. But Stimson maintains his critique, saying Ankle commenced disliking cucumber presently, and as Ankle's subordinate, you should have analyzed this beforehand. From afar, Kim notices bullies are harassing his classmate. However, despite them exaggerating, there's nothing he can do because if he decides to interfere, narrative will change. Moreover, Kim believes it's dreadful worry about Sue, but as long as he continues attending school, incident likely won't transpire. Jang says it's acceptable. Sully displays remorse, but spraying food thusly on school floor is improper. So Tormentor commanded pupil consume all food thrown at him. Kim is perturbed hearing what they intend to do, and meanwhile delinquents relish situation. But Seol says he's allergic to cucumbers. But Simpson disregards this, kicks boy's face, saying that from this day forward, he enjoys cucumbers and questions if Sue prefers consume cucumbers after being assaulted by him or after being assaulted by Ansel. With that, Sue retrieves seasoned cucumber from floor and commences chewing, making bullies joyful. Kim in turn observes in disgust and attempts persuade himself that he's apathetic to what's transpiring, and that he simply needs concentrate on returning his original physique. Later within classroom, Simpson inquired his Lord Judge's opinion of his model. Young declared he was undeniably alluring, while pupils chuckled incessantly. Pupils wondered who crafted shirt, and another remarked Seol could become member of K-House. Kim believes people are enthusiastic honestly. Those aren't truly mistreatments because Sulji enjoys attention, so he's relishing it. And it's inconsequential if physical education attire is torn, because he's not being assaulted. Moreover, in Kim's mind, Sue is popular among girls despite them openly cursing him. Interrupting presentation, pupil inquires Mingyu when competition will conclude, and Simpson informs it will conclude when he weeps, striking boy's face. Kim then discerns things aren't exactly as he believes, and that Seol is genuinely suffering from those pupils. However, Jang begins tire of mistreating boy, because as it becomes customary, he no longer reacts desired manner. In that case, Simpson inquires what Ansel will do handle situation, and Jang instructs them remove Seol's attire, leaving her hero astonished. Bullies pursue boy, attempting remove his clothes. He attempts resist, But Sewell lacks sufficient strength to defend himself and is completely overpowered in his aggressor's grasp. However, Jin commences chuckling at that atrocity, and Kim, observing his former self thusly, commences reflecting later in school parking area. Sol expresses gratitude for companionship, inquires if it's special occasion, but Jinwoo says boy needn't know that. However, Kim inquires if his companion remains composed, which bewilders him. He struggles articulate his words, summarizes by saying, simply don't contemplate doing anything foolish. Inwardly, Jim Woo pondered it was intricate, because for him halt incident. He needed to tend to this enthusiast. Breaking tension, Sol approaches, embraces our hero, expressing gratitude for everything. But Kim doesn't comprehend why his companion doesn't harbor resentment against him, still treats him kindly, because instead of animosity, he's regarding him sympathetically. Without even realizing he's being manipulated, Kim wonders if his companion genuinely enjoys suffering, but considers possibility of him simply being despicable pervert. However, after Jinwoo departs location, Soldier sits on staircase alone, weeps for several hours. This was exceedingly complicated for our hero, who no longer knew what to do. Sol believed he no longer desired to attend school, and questioned what he had done wrong, be so mistreated, contemplating ending his own life. He believes it would be simpler instead of living thusly. Suddenly someone appears, inquiring why Sol is weeping. That individual was man who rescued him. Masked individual from fighting gymnasium. No opportunity, weep masked man. Declares it's time, become strong, and that he will transform Sol into formidable fighting machine. Our video concludes here. If you enjoyed it, leave your like. See you subsequently. Farewell.